Your 8-minute question and answer period will now begin. What is an example of a hurdle you faced because of COVID-19 and how did you overcome it?
So for the I Contribute team, our project aims to connect students to volunteering opportunities. At this time, originally students went to volunteer to opportunities in person where they volunteer at local food banks or tutoring children in person. But since the pandemic has come, a lot of the organizations have went completely virtual due to safety concerns. As a result, our team has released virtual opportunities which allow students to virtually give back to the community from the comfort and safety of their home while also completing their mandatory community service hours.
As for financial roots, a big problem. So our original plan was to create modules and create sessions where we can go to at-risk youth centers. And we would be able to educate at-risk youth by speaking to them and also just being up close and just helping them. But with the COVID-19, we decided to go on more virtual route, and so we're going to create modules that are laptop based and that work on the phone also. And so that's how we would deliver our financial education to at-risk youth now.
For neighborhood apps, prior to our pivot in late March, we did have a team of 35 people ranging from professionals to student volunteers. And so therefore, our app was still in developmental phases. It wasn't actively being introduced to the community yet. So therefore, our biggest challenge in regards to COVID-19 was primarily communication between our team. Managing a team of 35 people all online was difficult, but we were able to use various online research and different resources to make sure that we were all organized and were able to communicate to our best of our abilities. But outside of that, COVID-19 didn't really impact our project.
Can you outline the costs related to the development of these projects?
I Contribute is primarily software-based, and because we're operating on a volunteer basis, the software costs are very low at this time because they primarily just uphold the product in the App Store. So at this time, it would be the low hundreds per year.
For financial route, since we're at the planning stage and we haven't we're just at the planning stage. We haven't really inputted a large amount of money into the project yet. And so right now it's not that much.
For neighborhood apps, currently our expenses breakdown primarily pertains to maintain a paid Google account, marketing resources such as Adobe Suite, paying for a website domain advertisement, and developmental costs such as server expenses or API costs, or basic business expenses such as software licenses or website costs or legal fees. So therefore, currently our current expenses is within between $500 and $2,000 just within the next year. However, as our business pertains to expand and we actually need to put more effort into developmental costs, it will expand a lot more. But until we are outside of a basic developmental phase and we are past beta tests, it remains unknown.
What areas of your projects do you see as most innovative and why?
So for I Contribute, we're targeting the volunteerism community, and as a result, for our product especially, we're looking to target the youth specifically, given that a lot of our other competitors target all volunteers across all ages. And the point that makes us innovative is because we look to target not only the youth as our primary users, but also distributors for our customers and client bases. So this would include school boards and universities in order to primarily back our funding.
For financial route, there are a lot of financial programs and financial literacy programs that teach at-risk youth about financial literacy. But for us, what makes it unique and innovative is that we're going to provide grants so that we can actually start them off with their financial literacy journey, and they have the knowledge and be able to actually input their knowledge into actual real life situations.
For neighborhood apps, our app is particularly innovative because it is able to address a pretty severe problem, but maintains a solution within reasonable boundaries. And by that, I mean, our world is clearly within a state that we need to be more sensitive towards small businesses, but as well as the current state of the environment. Therefore, we need to be more sustainable. However, completely deconstructing our current capitalistic system is very unrealistic. Therefore, neighborhood allows us to be able to integrate a solution into our current capitalistic system, being able to support people by supporting small businesses in particular. But we are able to do that beyond the current existing apps. We have particular highlights, as mentioned in our video. We are very environmentally conscious. We are able to highlight different demographics. We are able to stimulate the local economy and overall curate community connections. And we're able to do all of this with a significant competitive advantage beyond what other platforms currently have, such as Uber Eats or DoorDash. They are primarily focused exactly on the food and beverage industry. We expanded into all industries, which is something that no other competitor has.
What surprised you the most as you worked on your projects over the last year?
For I Contribute, I think the thing that surprised us the most is that many of the volunteers on our team have come in with pre-existing directions about their career, but through working on I Contribute, several of them have gone through entire career shifts because they've explored different industries and positions through I Contribute, which has resulted in some really amazing stories for our team with regards to people changing their career because of such good experiences.
For Financial Roots, a big thing that surprised us was when we were surveying at-risk youth, but also just people in general, such as professionals like accountants. They said that even their coworkers, they don't know a lot about budgeting or financing themselves. And so we thought that, oh, they would be knowledgeable about that. But since they didn't learn it since they were younger, then they haven't learned it as they grew up. And so that's why that is a big target for us too.
I think what personally surprised me the most about neighborhood apps as the very initial founder of this project is how much our app has grown technologically. Initially, this app was primarily supposed to be a source of information or a resource, but it has developed to be more considerate of things such as like AI technology in geofences and NFC. And this technology will not just allow people to be informed, but actually allow people to benefit beyond what we ever initially imagined it to be. The technological focus of this app has taken priority over any other function. And that wasn't my initial vision. However, it is the better vision.
How does your team define success?
For I Contribute, we're looking to define success by the lives we touch and the impact that we can create. For us, this means enabling quantifiable metrics such as
Your time has now expired. Thank you, Nationals-Carleton University.